Hello everyone, welcome to something a bit different. This is a game I've been kind of wanting to cover for a little while, at least fully. And I've been waiting to actually cover this a little while now. But first we're going to hear a tale. Once upon a time, in a faraway land, there was a tiny village by the name of Kamiki. Legend tells of a horrible beast that threatened the residents. It also tells of the wolf that risked it all to protect them. Controlling the various fabrics of existence, this wolf stood up against the beast many times, its size, and banished the darkness. This ethereal wolf valiantly acted, unsheathed in an area of tranquility. The villagers' hearts swelled with respect and admiration of the wolf. This has been a series I've been kind of wanting to cover for a long time. And thing is, this is Okami. This is the HD remake version, which is on Nintendo Switch if you want to get it. But like I said, it's really good. And it still actually holds up, but no, this will be covering everything that I possibly will do. Meaning I will be getting all the stray beads, all stun fragments, all gold dust if I can. Anyway, okami. Let's start. Story. I'm not gonna. I already covered this part. Long ago. Proud and beautiful cherry blossoms. Each and every tree around the quiet burg was honored as a god. However, the village was not without its dark secrets. To satiate the appetite of Orochi, a fearsome cave-dwelling beast, a young maiden was offered as a sacrifice at the annual festival. With a body like a mountain, and 8 heads mounted on the necks the size of the tree trunks, its blood-red eyes alone recite the curse. Anyone gazed into them, no one dared to disobey the horrific beast. When the night of the sacrifice drew near, a mysterious white wolf appeared outside the village. This wolf, its coat as brilliant as snow, was dubbed Shiranui. The wolf kept a beautiful eye on anyone ventured outside the village and made its habit of patrolling the streets at night. People assume the wolf to be familiar of Orochi. One villager took it upon himself to face the fearsome Shiranui. The warrior Nagi attempted many times to challenge the wolf, but his attempts were thwarted by Shiranui's swift movements. Before long, the night of the The accursed festival had arrived. A white-plumed arrow herald the coming sacrifice. Piercing the sky, the arrow sunk its shaft squarely into the home of Nami, the villager's most beautiful maiden. Nagi's, harboring a secret love for Nami, was enraged by the sign. Determined to put an end to Orochi once and for all, Nagi traveled to the beast's cave in the place of his beloved. The Moon Cave, a place as dark as evil itself, served Orochi's home. As Nagi stood bravely before the entrance, a beast appeared, eyes glowing crimson upon 8 thrashing necks. Orochi stood before him, anxious for another sacrifice. Nagi leapt with incredible grace, swinging his blade violently, and on and on he sliced well into the moonless night. But Orochi's hide was like steel, and the blade left nearly a scratch. At long last, Nagi, his energy spent from an intense battle, dropped to his knees, fatigued and gasping for breath. He knew that he was staring death in the face. It was then that the wolf appeared. As it protected Nagi, it stood its ground before Orochi. In the darkness of the cave, the wolf's coat shone brilliantly. Alas, it was Shiranui, the wolf, that dwelled outside the village. Brushing its fearsome claws, Shiranui leapt up towards Orochi. Orochi reared his terrifying head, readying its fangs for battle. And the two beasts struggled wildly, thrashing in the darkness. Mysterious, terrifying. The spectacle continued. Shiranui summoned gusts of wind to counter Orochi's flames. As Orochi closed onto Shiranui, sharpened claws glistening, a gigantic tree suddenly sprouted forth, shielding the wolf. Shiranui fought gallantly to gain the upper hand. However, Orochi, protected by a mysterious power, was not easily bested. Shiranui, covered in gashes, a majestic coat dyed crimson, stood exhausted before the mighty Orochi. Orochi saw a chance to strike would be if the fatal blow. But Shiranui refused to give in. With its last ounce of strength, the majestic wolf gazed heavenward and unleashed a mighty howl. Suddenly, the black clouds overhead dissipated. The light above glinted off Nagi's sword as a beacon of hope. Gilded by the sword, Nagi, who had been taking shelter in the shadows, stood proudly to face his adversary, channeling all his strength, his sacred and battered arms. He leapt ferociously towards Orochi, his sword positioned high. The sword danced in his hands like a puppet on a string. One by one, Orochi's fierce heads separated from their owner. Orochi's broken body collapsed in the lake of its own blood. In an instant, the curse that plagued the villagers was lifted. As the battle subsided, the sun shone once again in the sky. Shinobi had succumbed to the poison, and struggled to breathe. Nagi scooped the beast into his arms and returned to Kamiki. When they reached the village, Shinobi was no longer moving. The village elder gently stroked the wolf's head. In response, Shiranui let out a hoarse and pitiful bark. Then its eyes closed and drifted off into its slumber. Peace had at last returned to the Kamiki village. In honor of Shiranui's heroic exploits, the villagers erected a shrine and placed it on the statue of the wolf within it. Nagi's sword was cherished. Fucking goddamn it, Tsunomi, and placed inside the moon cave. The villagers looked forward to the age of the endless peace. However, this is not the end of the story. There was one tale. There's more to this tale than most people know. 100 years have passed since Nagi and Shiranui's heroic exploits. It happened so quickly that no one in the village even took notice. Is this the legendary sword? It said Tsunomi, the sword that banished the dreaded Orochi. No, it couldn't be. It's just a legend, nothing but a fairy tale. Broken my bonds. Speak the words, I was darkness upon unto the world. Utter that prayer unto me, and unleash my power. Swept over the land. However, there was one village that was escaped a terrible curse. This tiny settlement of Kamiki village enjoyed the protection of the sacred tree. It was here that the real story begins. Wood Spirit, Sakura. How troublesome. This is just like the ancient prophecy of doom.